Hey everybody, you're listening to the IndieMO radio show with the E-Man and Donnie. I'm Donnie.
I am, of course, as always, the E-Man.
I guess we're going to get started with some local news. We got a pretty good show coming up for you. We don't know what is going to be on this show. We'll pull it out of the
I know,
ethers,
we're just kind of making it up as we go along, and that's what we're good at.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it.
We had a great barbecue today.
We did have a great barbecue today. If everybody is listening about, and you're interested in my barbecue and E-Man's barbecue, it was fillet mignon wrapped in bacon with potatoes and corn and
corn on cobs and
sausages.
And sausages and shrimps too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and those delicious shrimp. We put some mango habanero hot sauce on them before
they were
we
awesome.
grilled them.
Yeah, that's a nice grill. What kind of grill is it?
I don't know. A Big Easy. It's actually called
is a Big Easy.
Yeah, it's a propane grill. It's infrared, and I don't know.
Infrared. I don't know what that means.
Infrared is like heat radiation, from what I believe. So I could be wrong. Scientists, if you want to email me that I'm wrong, it's IndieMO@email.com. But basically, just has propane jets in a circle around the inside of it. It gets really hot, and then it cooks your stuff. The great thing about it is that you can cook an entire turkey in like 2 hours.
Right, yeah. It seems like it gets really, really hot, but it doesn't necessarily burn things. It seemed like, oh my gosh, we left things on. Of course, us hanging out, talking as we do, we tend to forget about things, and then we're like, oh no, we got to go and check on that. And it wasn't burnt. It was fantastic.
No, it was really great. Well, something I'd like to get into some local news just to start things off. This weekend was the Alter Music Festival, the Psych Rock Festival put on by Johan Presents.
Yes, I know Johan. I've done stuff for him before.
I actually had the pleasure to go to that.
The DJs and stuff, and
yeah, he does a lot of stuff around town. Actually,
I'm glad he's been doing it for, it's been a while. I mean, it's
the man has really soft hands. I shook his hand last night, and if you've shaken Johan's hand, I was kind of uncomfortable because it was so soft. I don't understand how a human being can have such soft hands. I'm going to stop.
I don't know what he does aside from like booking DJs and stuff, but I mean, he certainly doesn't work on cars or anything like that.
He might mow a yard every once in a while. I'm not really sure.
He probably wears those garden gloves.
The show was great. It was going on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I got out there Saturday night. It was yesterday. Today's Sunday. Of course, I got to run sound a little bit with Chris Bivens over there at front of house. And let me see who was there. We got started off the night at front of house with Heavy Buffalo. Of course, the guys from Heavy Buffalo are always good. And then Knife Death played. Danny Hockett's band, Knife Death.
I love Knife Death, yes. We've
too.
Talked about them many times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do they still have the grocery cart? Do they still bring the grocery cart on stage like they used to back in the day? It's like
they didn't have a grocery cart, but they had Danny was wearing some kind of a Don King wig, except for it kind of like he kind of looked like the guy from the Melvins.
Does he really need to wear a wig like that?
Of course, man. It's Knife Death.
No, I'm just saying, I think his hair looks like that naturally.
Yeah, that's probably true. Sorry, Danny. But then Transylvania. You know Transylvania? Have you heard them yet?
No.
They've got 3 electric guitars, drums, bass, and forgive me for this, but I don't know the lead singer's name, but he was dressed up in some kind of an oriental red kimono kind of. I think they're called kimonos, like those ninja outfit kind of things, but it's the nice ones with the silk and the patterns on them. And he had like glitter eye makeup, kind of looked like a mask thing on his face, and long white gloves. It was really theatrical. Every gesture he made was just pointing to the sky and all these really theatrical gestures, and It made the whole show amazing. And everybody in that band just kicked ass. They have 3-part harmonies on the guitars. Transylvania, I don't know, check them out. If you know the Boogeyman, you probably know Trent is in the band, along with a whole slew of other guys from around the music scene. They were amazing. Then I saw a band called Mother Meat. And Mother Meat's from St. Louis. If you like Psycho Stick, you'd really like Mother Meat. They had a song called...
You showed me that CD. That sounds awesome. The cover is just awesome. It's got like this devil person with like deer antlers, but his face is green, and he's talking to a bunch of children, and half of the children are just looking at him like big deal, and some of them are like, ah! Like, that looks like a fun band.
I don't remember the name of the CD. It's upstairs, but I'd have to go get that. But yeah, it's a really good CD. They had a song that they played live, and it was, I believe the title of the song was Touch the Pastry, Ride the Donut. And then they had one called, I believe, A Demon is Using My Toothbrush. where they
we
talked about
might
dental
have to
hygiene.
play one of those before the show's over tonight. That's definitely
Yeah, if we can get it to play, I'll definitely have one of those songs on here because those guys are nuts, man. They're crazy, and they didn't look very old either. They look like they were probably either in high school or right out of high school. But
oh my god,
they were all really talented. You know, came down from St. Louis to play the Psych Rock Festival all weekend. They had bands like Gigantic, Diarrhea Planet played. Pretty much any local band that's worth listening to is there, as far as, you know, the scene that always hangs around the Outland and everything like that. Johan did a really good job of including everybody. And
now,
it was really
this,
good. There weren't
was
really
this
any.
just in one of the venues, or was it all three of them? Did they?
This is all three. Yeah, it was front of house, Outland, and the Outland Ballroom.
Wow.
So they had bands going. I don't know.
So High Life is called Front of House. Huh?
Yeah, the High Life is now called Front of House. It's not High Life, or wasn't it something else after it was High Life? The bar next door. Did it used to be called that? Or
No,
was that
bar
somewhere
next door
else?
is the bar down the street.
It should be called the bar down the street then.
Yeah.
Anyways, so God, that dates me. That
What
I'm
is it?
young.
It's the Irish bar.
Oh, okay. Finnegan's Wake. Okay.
Finnegan's Wake used
Is
to
it
be bar
Finnegan's
next door.
Wake? Yeah,
Used to be
okay.
bar next door. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm retarded.
And it was the
so-
Red Onion next door, and then it was something pizza place. You know.
Yeah, South Avenue Pizza Company or something like that. But yeah, we had that going on earlier this week at Lindbergh's. We had some great shows too. And I don't know, man. Music's really good.
We'll have to do cat talk again. Everyone loves cat talk.
Yeah. Do you have any good cat stories?
The other day, I woke up and Creamsicle.
Yeah.
My cat.
Creamsicle.
Creamsicle. I can hear like him crawling, you know, like I hear this activity on the roof, and I'm like, oh gosh, he's gotten on the roof again. And, you know, he probably weighs 14 pounds. He's 14 years old. He's a big cat. And I can hear this activity up there, and I go outside, and I can see he's out there and on the roof running around. I'm like, you got up there, you're going to have to get down. So a lot of times I have to back my car up by the garage so he can jump off onto the top of the car.
How's he get up there?
He climbs up a tree and then jumps off of the tree limb. And so I look, and he's got a squirrel that's huge, a huge squirrel in his mouth. And he runs over to the tree, and he jumps onto the tree with a squirrel in his mouth and crawls down the tree backwards with the squirrel in his mouth. And I'm like going, you're not bringing that inside. You're not bringing it. Just put that right down.
Did he eat the squirrel?
He when I came back out to go to work, and this was probably about 6 o'clock in the morning, I would go to work in about an hour and a half after that, and half of the squirrel is gone. Precisely half.
Precisely half.
Like
he was like saving the
Hannibal
rest for someone else.
Lecter. Hannibal Lecter chopped in. Here's the back end. I'm saving the butt and the balls for later, but
That's the best part. It's the tenderloins.
yes, the brains and the heart, they're done. They're gone. I had them with some fava beans.
And some Chianti. What are we drinking today? We got some Angry Orchard hard cider, Hoppin' Mad Apple. You know what I'd like to do is I'd like to maybe get in with Mother's Brewing Company or White River or something.
I think
like
Mother's
that.
or White River would probably accept us at some capacity.
Yeah, maybe they could, you know.
And
maybe we could drink their beers.
What's
while
the
we're
hard
talking.
liquor place? The
hard liquor. Oh, what is that?
Me and Carla went there. It's right there by Springfield Brew Co.
Oh, I was thinking about Copper Run.
Oh, Copper Run would be good, but there's one right there behind Springfield Brew Co. When we did the Sato thing, they had
Wait, is that the place that makes the corn whiskey?
Yes.
It's like Missouri something.
Spirits,
Missouri Spirits. Okay,
Oh.
I actually have an empty bottle of Missouri Spirits corn whiskey upstairs. It took me 2 days to drink the whole bottle by myself because the stuff is so good. Either that or I have
I
alcoholism.
mean, how big? How big is the bottle?
It's a pretty big bottle. I mean, it's like 2 dicks. It's 2 dicks tall.
Yeah. Damn, that's a lot, man. It's like a fifth, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a fifth actually.
Yeah, that stuff was great. Yeah, me and
it's
Carla
smooth.
went over there when we went to Sato and saw the Sato films. We watched the one that April did.
Oh yeah, the Dominatrix one or whatever. Yeah.
Battle of the Dommies or
That's
whatever.
right, yeah.
And Carla's music, Curmudgeon's in that, and then the next segment of films was the ones they went ahead and played our film, the High Hopes film that we did.
I like that. If you guys weren't at the Sato showings to see the E-Man's film, it was really creative. This guy, when he's a kid, him and this woman, him and this girl find these artifacts when they're playing out in the yard, and the boy obsesses over it his whole life, and he carries them through his whole life, and he kind of, as he grows up, he learns about time travel and I don't know, interdimensional travel. Is
Yeah,
would you say?
he's a mathematician, and he's trying to figure out how to make a time machine. I don't know why, but he thinks that these have something to do with it. And yeah, that was what was fun about it was we used kids, and then we had another group of people as them older, and then we had another couple that were like when he was even older, and yeah, it's fun to do things like that. Sato 48, they do a great job with it, and it's a good thing for Springfield, and it's always been a fun time to do that stuff. And we're going to have to do that next year. I think we should do one.
We'll do some stuff. I just found out I had some cameras, and we can work with Brent and Joel.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was going to try to call them or try to give them a call. They're working today. Like right now, I think they're just heading back from down west or somewhere. And we have a house out there where they film, and there's rivers and caves and all kinds of crazy stuff. And
so
we've got a new film called Creeps that we're going to start working on, that we're starting to cast, and we're starting to get it all set up. And it's kind of like a cross between the Munsters and. It's got all these monsters in it, and they're like a family that move into a neighborhood, and these young kids are figuring out that these people are monsters, and so.
Oh, so it kind of in a way is like the Applegates. Do you remember that old movie, The Applegates, where the people they're human-sized shape-shifting cockroaches or something of that nature? That's really cool.
But there's like I think I'm going to play like a mummy guy, a guy who's like Egyptian.
Yeah.
He's like the butler or something, and then he goes and turns into a mummy, and then there's a werewolf guy, and there's a Frankenstein guy and some vampires, and then there's a guy that breaks into the house trying to steal stuff, and he ends up getting killed, so they turn him into a zombie.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea.
So it's it's like don't break into a monster's house; you're going to get killed. Yeah, and actually, we don't kill him. He falls or something.
Oh, so
yeah,
it's a complete accident. It's
accident. It's like, and so then we're like, whoa, we're going to get in trouble if we, so we turn him into a zombie.
Oh, well, hey man, so then he could live in the house and hang
then
out.
He lives in the house with us. It's like
Is there room for the devil in any of these movies?
I think there is a basement, and I think we have a door to hell.
A door to hell? Oh, hey, I didn't mention the devil is actually in the studio with us. If you want to say hi, devil.
Hey guys, you're listening to the IndieMO radio show. I am Satan, Lucifer, and I don't know, Satan. People call me Beelzebub, the Morning Star.
Yeah.
Mephistopheles, yeah, they call me that every once in a while.
I don't know where that came from, man. Is that like Latin or something,
I have no clue. Honestly, my name's Jim.
I always call him Jay,
Yeah, Jay, he's our homeboy. Jay comes up here. Jay brought us our Angry Orchard Hoppin' Mad today.
You guys are very welcome. I mean, anytime. I'm always in the neighborhood. I actually live a few streets over.
I mean, you're a really good guy, Jay.
I like Jay, yeah. And Jay brought us some stuff to add to our Hoppin' Mad, didn't he?
Yeah, I brought this from hell. It's actually my own kind of blend. It's called Cinerator, and it's 91.1 proof hot cinnamon flavored whiskey. I have some of my minions brew that up, and I hope you guys like it. I thought it would be good with the Angry Orchards I brought in.
Yeah, I had
9/11.
9/11. Well, me and George Bush planned that thing out.
Yeah,
I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah, but these are really good.
I'm going to go over here now. I got to clip my toenails.
All right, well, have fun with that. And hey, E-Man, I wanted to talk about some of these films that you brought me. Some films maybe we could talk about a little bit. You've got two of them from Luciferous Productions. And what do we got here? Anathema? Tell me a little bit about Anathema.
Anathema is a compilation of like, I think there's 6 films on it. Mm-hmm. I'm in 2 of them, and it's just a bunch of little short films. It's kind of, you might say it's kind of like Tales from the Crypt kind of stuff, but not necessarily, And it's just our own take on little bitty short films and stuff. And Brent and Joel have put it all together, and Kenny Colonoscopy is in there. And we just have a lot of fun with them, and we do so many different. The genres are all different. Some of them are weird, and some of them are pretty straightforward. You're watching it, and you know what's going to happen. The other one, of course, is King Toad, which is.
Yeah, you told me about King Toad before, just when we were hanging out a little bit. Let me get this straight. You're a murderer in this movie.
Well, it's what's he call it? Machiavellian.
Okay.
That's what they use the word. I'm not really sure what that means, but I play a guy that he basically goes into towns and finds out who are the really, really bad guys on both sides, like the really bad cops, the really bad drug dealers.
Okay.
And then he goes and sets them up so that they both kill each other. And so the city is kind of a little bit better after he leaves, you know?
So he's creating balance by pitting
that's kind of what I get out of it. But, you know, but I do end up killing everybody on the
back of the movie.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah.
And
I kill the sheriff, and I kill the girl, and I kill that guy.
The girl in the spaghetti strap tank top?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I cut her throat with a broken bottle.
Oh, we don't want to give too much away, but that's pretty badass.
While I'm holding her, caressing her, and I'm like, oh.
So this is King Toad. Can people pick these up anywhere, or do they have to go on some website to buy them?
I know that Lux Furious is on Facebook, and we're gonna have them in Stick It, and probably CD Warehouse and a couple of places like that.
Okay.
Probably Vintage Stock. We'll get them in there because a lot of those places they'll let
do local stuff.
Local people bring stuff in, but it's packaged really nice, and
it
was a lot of fun to make all these things. And like I said, we're doing more, and we are always looking for local actors and local music to bring into the mix, because I think I heard something that Jay Nixon was going to go ahead and do one of those bills to where
you get tax breaks for
doing films, and so then we're just local people, and we're just doing independent films, but then that would make big time filmmakers want to come to Missouri and do things like River's Bone or whatever.
Winter's
Bone, yeah. I wasn't in it, but I helped quite a few people get into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was friends with at least 3 of the people locally, and they said, "Hey, I want to try out for this," and I said, "Well, yeah, do it." They're not gonna get me because I'm the E-man, and I was on the radio back then. And they're just like, "Oh, he's such a glory hound or whatever."
Yeah, you would have been like, "Move over, Jennifer. What's her face?"
Yeah. I'm like,
I'm the E-man.
I'm shooting the arrows, man.
Yeah. I'm the young Winter's Bone girl now.
Yes. Oh, you can cut my arm off, whatever.
Wait, does she get her arm cut off in Winter's Bone?
No, her dad's hands get cut off, and she has to go and find them. You've never seen the movie?
I have never. Okay, full disclosure, I've never seen Winter's Bone. But hold on, so Winter's Bone is about a girl whose dad gets his hands cut off, and she goes to find the hands.
Yeah, she has to go find them in the creek somewhere.
I just threw you for a loop, didn't I?
Well, we've been working on a new film that we got, Winter's Boner.
Have you been packing on the pounds? Well, come on out to Winter's Boner.
I'm not sure.
Jim, you I saw his write-up for Winter's Boner, and he's like, whoa.
The story of a young girl growing up in the Ozarks with nothing to eat all winter except for boners.
I don't think that's it either.
No, he's lying.
Oh, my God.
It's about a guy who gets his boner cut off. And his daughter has to go dig around in the creek to find it.
What if it's Winger's Bone? It's the band Winger. Oh, my God. You know what? I think movie time is over right now. There's a lot of good shows coming up this week, though. Isn't there a pretty big show for you guys coming up Tuesday? Or is it maybe next Tuesday? It is June 9th. Damn it.
June 9th, yeah.
I've been prematurely talking about that then. But up this week, on May 20th, Gringo Star with Dreamers is going to be at Lindbergh's Bar. On May 21st, you can find Hamburger Cows, Bo Brown, Steve Ames, Jeff Sowards, always shaking their groove things on stage. Winter's Bone kind of style.
Shaking their Winter's Boners.
Actually, what's funny about Hamburger Cows and Winter's Bone? Bo Brown is in that band, Blackberry Winter Band, and they did the whole theme,
soundtrack.
Yeah, the whole soundtrack for Winter's Bone. So that's kind of funny, I guess. Kind of ties it together.
Ties it all together. That's what we're doing, tying it all up.
Tying it up, just like in Winter's Bone, in the scene when the girl gets tied up at the meth lab.
Yep. And they have the rocks with the holes in them.
Wait, what? Oh, like those vision rocks where you look through them and you can see the future or something?
No. I mean, it's just like, they're called friendship rocks, and I haven't brought you one, and I've been meaning to do that. Of course, I did bring you the skeleton.
Oh my God! Okay, so there's a skeleton arm on the desk here in the studio. We've got a tiki man with a microphone stand
and a guitar.
Yeah, he's like one of those
awesome.
Hawaiian things, but then. Then E-Man comes over and brings this 5-shot glass arm. It's just a skeleton arm.
Skeleton arm that has 5 shot glasses in it, so you can serve shot glasses.
Yeah, so, man, this kind of gives me a good idea. I need a power drill. And some Bactine. But yeah, that's pretty cool. We might need to use that in just a little bit. Fill all 4 of them up with some of that stuff.
Hey, don't drink it all at once or you'll get drunk.
That's the point.
Yeah, exactly. It's the show, We can do that. I hear that there are other people that talk on things called terrestrial radio.
Testicle radio, yeah, I heard about that.
And they drink.
They
do shots during the day.
We're extraterrestrial.
We are. Yes, we're like Eddie Torres, the extra testicle.
Hey, what is that? That's still smoking, right?
Yeah.
Put one leg over my shoulder.
Shout out to Cheech and Chong. But yeah, there's a lot of good shows going on this week. I guess I might as well tell everybody about them. That way they can't say, "Well, I didn't know about it." If you're listening to this, right now, then you know that May 22nd is the Bob Dylan tribute at Lindbergh's Bar. And I know
that's always good.
Bob Dylan, man. Bob Dylan's he's freaking sweet, man.
Hey.
You know what's cool is I've seen at least 2 groups now. I think it was Nicholas St. James, maybe the Nighthawks or somebody. I think it was definitely Danny Hoggett. Or no, it was Todd Baleal.
Doing a Bob Dylan thing?
Well, no, they weren't doing Bob Dylan. They were doing everybody. On Lindbergh's up at the wall, Eric and Ryan have these big paintings of Bob Dylan and Elvis and the dude with his voice real low, whatever it is. It's eluding me right now.
Lou Reed?
No, yeah. Anyway, somebody's going to tweet us and
Johnny Cash.
Tell me I'm dumb. Johnny Cash is up there. Pretty much all the greats of music, and I saw Nicholas St. James
Hank
and
Williams
then
and
another band, and they were playing. It's kind of a challenge. Each band tries to play one song from each of those artists.
Oh, I've never seen that. That sounds awesome.
It is awesome. And, it's always spur of the moment, too. They get up on stage, they look around, and they're like, hey, look at these things. I know songs by all these people because they're the greats. So I saw that, and I've seen it happen at least twice in the past 2 months. But, yeah, there's a Bob Dylan tribute show coming up there on May 23rd. You guys might know this band, The Detectives.
The Detectives?
Yeah, they're pretty popular around here. They have been for a while. May 23rd, the night show, the late show, is Knife Death.
Fantastic. Knife Death playing up there at Lindbergh's. That's going to be great.
Yeah, dude.
Who's playing with them?
It just says Knife Death. I don't know. Let me see. I'll click on the details. Yeah, that's right. I'm using the internet. I don't memorize these things, people.
No. I mean, we have to do just what you do,
Yeah.
We're just doing it for you so that you can do it later and re-engage the fact that we did it. Sometimes we don't have any idea what we're doing,
No, we wing this thing every single time. You know what I think we should probably do after we go over these shows that's happening this week is
we need to talk to somebody.
I think we need to prank phone call some people or, just call them and do an interview. It's really hard to prank these days with caller ID.
I know, yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I'm 28, but I'm not even that old, but when I was a kid still, they didn't have all that.
Well, you used to be able to punch in like star 67 or something, and I don't
Can you
think
not
you
do
can
that
do
anymore?
that anymore. I don't think. It's overrided, You're living in a dream world.
The Matrix. Oh, okay. Knife Death, Rock, Springfield, Missouri, Lindbergh's Bar, Saturday, May 23rd at 10 p.m. It says all ages show. I'm not seeing any other bands, so you got a whole night of Knife Death.
Which they can fill it up. I mean, they've been around for a long time, so they've got a lot of music. And
I remember they did a song for you.
They did the Hellboy song for me, for my Hellboy costume. And it's funny because I have it on the cassette. I have a cassette. They gave me a cassette.
No way. I got a cassette a while back. I got from Strange Fellows.
Really?
Yeah, those guys are all.
You have a
really
cassette
nice.
on your chest.
I do have a cassette on my chest. Everybody, this microphone is not a camera, but if you're look at your radio right now, you can see my cassette.
Yes, she's got a tit cassette.
This is probably not even this week anymore.
I don't have to show my tattoos because everyone always saw them already. I used to always introduce bands and then drop trow and rip my shirt off and then stage dive.
Yeah, but anyway, I think that's all that's going on this week. Upcoming at Lindbergh's Bar, up until the 23rd. I don't even know what dates are.
There are a lot of other good venues in town, and if they want to get a hold of us and sponsor us, or
Yeah, give us money is what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
Give us money, we'll talk about anything you want. Do you have a cookie recipe you want to talk about? We'll tell your Aunt Judy to give us some money.
Right, because apparently the devil brings us liquor, so we don't have to worry about that.
Liquor and titties.
What? Okay, that's enough. Jim.
Go get us some burritos or something, all right?
Oh, Donnie's got to have those gluten-free burritos because he always bleeds from the inside when he eats wheat.
I don't find that amusing, Jim. All right. Hey, Ricky Smiley just posted, which one is your favorite? A, Chinese food, B, Mexican food, or C, Italian food? He's got 31 comments right now. I guarantee you it's Chinese food. Everybody loves Chinese food. Yeah. James Hansen said B, then C.
B.
Mexican food, then Italian food. You've got to have your...
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense either. A, D, food. That dude is stoned right now.
Yeah.
48 minutes ago. A, C, B. Of those three, I have to say B, but there's nothing like fried chicken breast tenders. This is somebody named Steve Johnson. Let's take a look at Steve. All right, he looks like he could beat me up. I have all nice things to say about him. Let me see. He has a beard. He kind of looks like Shane Abney a little bit.
All right. Do you think he dips?
I don't think he dips.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey. Has anybody seen... Hey, wait. I have to play this for everyone. Shoot. I don't have my thing over here. I'm going to try to play it through the microphone here. This is Mike Tyson. This is Mike Tyson whenever he was getting interviewed, and this thing says, how you sound calling off of work. Let me try to see if this will work here. It's hilarious, though. This is what Mike Tyson said. Just listen to this interview.
Mike, were you really sick this week? What was the problem?
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that? You
My
broke
back is broken.
what? A vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
I broke my back, and he's standing there.
Yeah, he's standing
looking
there.
like Tyson. I mean, like if I broke my spinal, I probably would
This is
be in
on
a wheelchair.
Showtime. It's on Showtime. I broke my back. My back is broken. Spinal.
But he's standing there talking to the guy.
Yeah, he's
I'm
like doing backflips and jumping jacks. Spinal.
I was like, if my back was broken, hey, I broke my ass.
You did break your ass. Tell us about
I
that.
slipped. Okay, I was, when I'm not printing T-shirts, I'm making pizzas, at Little Caesars, and I'm kind of the float. I run around, I cut bread, and I make pizzas, and I do dough, and sometimes I cut the pizzas, and I run over there to cut the pizzas, and someone had spilled a bunch of water, and I hit the ground. I immediately jumped right up and started doing my job, But I was in like so much pain, and I've been in like a lot of pain for like the last 2 days since I don't. So if anybody knows what you do when you basically probably really super bruise your butt,
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's people out there that listen to that watch us or listen to us that know about butt pain, but I mean.
No, there's a lot of people online who are butt hurt. It's sort of the same but different.
But and then the funniest thing is that I go ahead and I get sent home a little early, and so I'm at home and Carla comes in and I'm trying to go to the bathroom, so I'm propping myself up walking down the hallway
Because you're spinal.
and when I hit a bedroom, one of our bedroom doors, and it pops open, and I stage dive face first into the door jamb. So then I'm like, and then I of course I fall on my elbow, so the whole right side of my body was just in incredible amount of pain, God. And I still had to go to work and 2 jobs the next day, and then come over here. But
You're here.
Hey,
how you feeling?
I'm doing pretty good, Jim.
Oh, hey, I didn't ask that. Well, you must be doing pretty good if you think Donnie sounds like Jim.
No, I was just, Jim was smiling at me, saying, thanks, that's why you feel good, because you've got the stuff going.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was busy clipping my toenails. I was smiling at you, though, but for a totally different reason.
Jim.
I wish he'd just put his shoes back on, man.
Yeah. Okay, a lot of you guys can't.
Theories wear boots, and you got to believe it.
Yeah, you guys can't see this, but Jim is over here, and he says he's clipping his toenails. He's gnawing them off right now. It's
That's
disgusting.
grody. That is gross.
It's so nasty.
Where's that noise at? That
What, the grody noise?
yeah, like.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing that right there.
Yeah, like a corn on the cob,
He's
like a chainsaw.
He's like 8 foot tall and big and red, and he wears a loincloth.
Yeah.
It's called a kilt. It's called a freaking kilt, okay? I don't know how many times I have to tell you. It's not a loincloth. It's called a kilt. It's a traditional Scottish garb, okay?
All right.
Reminds me of something that Tarzan would wear. It's leather. It's not plaid.
It's not. Hey, it's not plaid. Aren't kilts supposed to be plaid?
I'm leaving. You guys are fucking dicks.
All right. Hey, this is a kids show, okay?
Yeah,
So no talking like that.
What's your language there, Jim?
I'll forgive it this once just because you're the devil.
I told you guys I'm not the devil. I'm the devil's great uncle. I mean, the devil's great nephew. God damn it.
It's all the same.
It's all
the same. You can't get up. You can't get past it.
Yeah. Weren't we going to do some interviews with some bands? I think it's about time that we call up.
Yes, I think we need to call some people and see if they're around or if they're square. Or they could be just got canceled and she's passed out on the couch.
It could be. Wait, what?
Practice got canceled and she's passed out on the couch.
Who is?
Carla.
Carla?
Yeah.
Wait, so Carla's phone texted you that she was passed out on the couch?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I need a phone like that. It's like Siri or something.
And Brent says, sorry, man, we had a late shoot. Call Joel. Ha. So I'll call Joel. Joel Rook.
Joel Rook.
Uh-huh. Of Bedlam. Calling him now.
Yeah,
Do I need to plug it in?
Yeah, let's plug this thing in here.
Hopefully he answers.
I bet people are wondering why we haven't been playing music on these things.
Well, you know.
We've had some technical difficulties a little bit with that, but here, let's plug that in. But basically, I need music. We need music. We need MP3s. We need you to send me
send us music.
Your tunes. Okay.
Hello?
Hey, Joel.
Yes.
What's going on? How was shooting today?
Oh, it went pretty good. How you doing?
Very good, very good. We're doing the IndieMO Chords podcast, me and Donnie, and we just how many people did you have out there at the shoot today?
Oh, we had about 10 people out there.
That's good. So, and how many scenes did you think you got done?
We got 8 scenes shot today.
8 scenes. Can you imagine that? What was this for?
This was for our feature movie Pennyman.
Pennyman, yes.
And what's Pennyman about? What's this movie?
Yeah, give us a synopsis.
Well, Pennyman centers around a character named Isaac, who is a full-blown delusional schizophrenic, and he gets visited by a time traveler and enlisted to help save the world from a future sort of catastrophe.
Pretty amazing, huh? Yeah, it's just like this is Springfield. This is what we do. And we were talking about Creeps because we're trying to get ready to start filming that. Talk about Creeps a little bit.
Well, Creeps is another feature that we're going to get started here pretty soon, and that's kind of a horror comedy. We're trying to revive the 80s horror comedy genre there. Mm-hmm. If you've ever seen Monster Hunters and Fright Night, that's pretty much the inspiration for that movie.
Are we still trying to look for cast members for that one too?
I think we've got that one pretty well taken care of.
And can you give us like where we can get connected? You know, what's the Facebook page and all that stuff?
Well, you can find us on Facebook under Lux First Productions, mm-hmm. and you can also find our website at luxfirstproductions.com.
All right, for everybody who hasn't heard, how do you spell that exactly? The website?
It is LUXFEROUS.
Should have just made it Joel.com. I think.
Yeah, Joel.com would have worked.
Joel is the only. I talk about Joel all the time because my accidents that I had this week. Joel is the ultimate. And when's the last time you had a terrible episode? Where you bled or something.
Well, the last accident was almost a year ago in August. I was hit by a car.
I know that in King Toad, and on King Toad there's a like a trailer thing that shows while we were filming it that Joel. Yeah. What's it called? Bloodletting.
Bloodletting, yes.
Bloodletting is the ultimate in we were filming in a house that we had to be out of the next day because people were taking it over, and we were there, and a jar broke and flew across the basement floor and cut a hole in Joel's leg that was the size of a mouth.
I think you told me about this.
And so, we were like going, oh gosh, there was blood everywhere, and we're like, oh boy, this girl's going to get in trouble.
Oh yeah, they're going to walk in. What happened here? It's like a murder scene.
But what gets me is if we're filming, if we're on set and we're filming, and Joel doesn't get hurt, or he doesn't have like something happen to him, I'm always next. It's always it's me. I'm second in line to be.
Wait! You guys were the ones that Joel was with you whenever you were filming that thing at the apartments, right? And the police came because nobody called to warn them.
Yes.
Yep.
The SWAT team. It wasn't just the police. The whole SWAT team with their AK-57s and big shields and stuff, and like
get down on the ground.
They put 10-year-olds in handcuffs. But hey, we do it.
Safety first.
We do it for art.
That's right.
It's art. It's film, and that's what we do. Is there anything else that you've got going on? I mean, I know we've got Pennyman. I know we're going to start doing Cobalt again. I've been trying to get myself cobalted up. So, is there anything else that you've got in the works, in the digs, that we can like get people? If there's a certain character you're looking for, or something that you've been working on?
Not at the moment, but we will be having other things in the future. So
it's always.
keep your eyes out.
It's always the horizon is above us, and there's always things that are going to come down on everybody. And if you have an idea, we're more than happy to work with it. And working with you guys is always awesome. I mean, we're local filmmakers, and I want to do things with bands. And I know that we can, you've done some music videos too. Didn't you do a music video for a couple of other bands?
Yep.
Yeah, we can do music videos. I'm sure you guys we could schedule something if a band has like a live shoot. You can do live shoots and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So, live shoots, music videos, promo videos. You guys can pretty much have it all covered up. If you guys, do you have an email address where people can contact you for something like that, or should they just go through the website?
The website is the best way to go right now, yeah.
Okay. All right. And
there is a contact section on there, so.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is like, working with IndieMO Records, working with, independent bands here in town, in the area, where, I can do T-shirts, we can do videos, we can do graphics, we can put you on our show here. And,
we can book shows. We
can book shows. And
pretty much have you covered at this point.
Yeah, so, if you're a local band and you want to do something, then we're your buddies,
Absolutely. E-Man, you've been dealing with local bands for years, doing T-shirts.
I have literally been working with local bands since I was 10 years old, and I'm ancient. So, and I'm also an award-winning actor, thanks to Joel and Britt, from Sato,
Oh, that's right. You are an award-winning actor.
I'm an award-winning actor. Well, Joel, I'm glad that the shooting went good today. Gosh, 8 scenes?
Yes.
That's
in
crazy.
5 hours.
Huh?
8 scenes in 5 hours.
Oh my
8
God.
scenes in 5 hours. That's, so not only are we, good, but we're effective,
Yeah.
So, yeah, local, setting up things, and if you've got a show going on and you need somebody to come and do something like that, and we love doing, conceptual things. Anathema and King Toad are on DVD now, and we're going to get those. We're going to get those in Stick It soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, we're going to have in Stick It. We can probably put them in, a couple of other places, Vintage Stock or somewhere like that will handle them too. And then there'll be a website or something. You can always get a hold of us on Facebook and be able to pick up one from there. But all right, man. Well, I will definitely see you Wednesday because we're going to be starting to shoot some more Cobalt, right?
That's correct.
All right.
All right. Thanks a lot, Joel.
All right, thanks for calling.
See you, bro.
Bye.
All right.
Joel Rook.
Joel Rook.
Of Bedlam, Bedlam writing. That's what he uses. How do you repeat what he just said? Luxiferious is Luxferous. Yeah, let's come up with a that's why I said just make it Joel.com or something.
Yeah, make it Joel, like internet.com.
Yeah.
Or like
Joel1.
www.com. That's what it should be. All right. Oh, what was that, Jim?
Hey guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I guess I'll see you guys later. I'm going back down to hell. Got to get the salt circles circled and jump in there or something like that. Anyway, I got work in the morning. I'll see you guys later.
All right, I'll see you later, Jim.
Nice to see you, Jim. Yeah, that's just that ass. It's just.
Yeah, look, my God, Jim, do you wipe?
No, I don't wipe. God.
All right, that makes sense. I was wondering what that was. Actually, for a while, I thought I didn't. You put on deodorant, and then
I know. I'm
smelled
just like.
All right.
Jim, get to the Nista.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and whenever we come back, we're gonna try to call some bands and get some more interviews here on the IndieMO Radio Show with the E-Man and Donnie. Hello, and we are back on the IndieMO Radio Show. We stepped out for a couple of seconds and smoked a cigarette. Please do not smoke cigarettes; they're bad for you, but we do it because we're professionals. E-Man, you were going to tell me a really badass story, so I decided that we should probably record it.
Are we gonna dip? You dip? I dip. We dip.
Yeah, we can dip if you want. I've got my yellow mud jug. I got this yellow mud jug. I want to send it to this guy Outlaw who makes these dip videos. His catchphrase is yellow. And
His catchphrase is yellow. I don't know what does that mean.
Well, it means at the front of every video he like comes on screen and goes yellow, and then it like skips to his intro theme or whatever. But
so it sounds like yellow, but he's not really saying yellow.
He's saying yellow, but it sounds like hello or something maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm gonna dip. I've got some Stoker's straight long cut. This stuff's pretty good.
That seems pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, it is really awesome.
What's the flavor? Is it kind of mint or is it?
No. Straight is like it's like if you took the chew, like the actual chew. A lot of people call dip chew, but it's not chew. Chew is the long leaf kind that you put in your cheek and you actually chew on it a little bit. But this is that flavor, and it's got kind of a molasses, like a sweet, almost like a raisin-y flavor.
I gotta try it.
So you just take a little pinch and.
Just a pinch between your cheek and gum.
Throw it in your lip. Just kind of pack it down there so you get all those little
pieces falling around there.
Yeah, get all your little floaters and put them down there.
Make sure you spit, though.
Yeah, you gotta. You don't want to be hiccuping all night.
I'm gonna hiccup all night.
Did you end up throwing up that night?
No, I never threw up. I just hiccuped a lot. Yeah. I'm a very, very water drinky person.
Damn it! I'm sorry, we didn't get water.
Yeah, that's okay. We got what Jim left us to drink, and we've got that bottle. We've got a whole bucket full of water and ice.
Yeah, it's salt water. You can drink that if you want it, though.
Grab an ice cube and go.
How about next time I'll get. You know what I want to get is one of those coolers.
Oh yeah.
Get the cold water and the regular water.
Okay.
So you were just getting ready to tell me a story about something about the best of the wrestlers.
When I was a kid, my dad would always take me and my brothers, because I have two younger brothers. He'd always take us to wrestling, and so we were so big into wrestling. And my youngest brother was such a big wrestling fan. He collected all the dolls.
They're action figures.
They're action figures. Okay. We call them action figures, yeah. But I call them dolls. Yeah. Action figures, anyway. And they would always take us to those. And we saw The Rock and all those people,
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, Sting. Okay, here's a big story.
Okay.
I used to work at Express Lane, one of those come-and-go kind of stores.
Wait, was this on West Bypass?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that store, yeah. It's right over by my old house.
And I was working there one night, and wrestling had been in town, and I went to the show, but then I had to rush to work. And I'm at work, and Sting comes into the store, and Lex Luger is there in the car, and they had a rental car, and they had to go to the airport to fly out. And I'm like going, "You're ready to go on pump number 5, Sting." Lex Luger comes in, and he's like going, "How'd you know that was us?" I like going, "For Christ's sakes, dudes."
You're in Springfield, Missouri, and this is the height of wrestling.
And you, who looks like you?
Yeah, exactly.
Who are these people that are pumped and big? And come on, dude.
You're Lex Luger.
Yeah, and he goes over and he looks in the mirror, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so awesome." And then he walks over and he buys a candy bar or something, I'm like, really?
So when was this? Was this the Crow Sting, or was this whenever you had like the American looking face paint on?
This would have been
blonde hair.
Let me see if I can remember exactly what year this was. It was the year that Stevie Ray Vaughan died, because I went to that show, and saw Stevie Ray Vaughan, with Eric Clapton. And that was an awesome show up in Wisconsin. Eric Clapton, he's responsible for killing so many people. His son, which wouldn't be the worst of all of them, but, a couple of wives and Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I think you just ruined all of our... Why did Eric Clapton kill his son? What? Wait, when a helicopter carrying the guitar player and 3 members of Eric Clapton's touring circle crashed after a show in Wisconsin, killing everybody on board. It's 1990.
Yep, 90. By God.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
It was a long time. On May 4th, 1989, Stevie Ray Vaughan kicked off a tour that ended up comprising...
May the 4th. It's been, kind of... No wonder I get so sad at the beginning of May, because my birthday is like 13th of May, and then, then I start, I get really sad, and then I get, oh, yeah, it's my birthday, and then, it's Mother's Day, whatever, what the hell. So
Stevie Ray Vaughan died August 27th, 1990 in that helicopter crash. Actually, this is kind of a good segue into this past week. As everybody knows by now, B.B. King passed away. Did you hear
Lucille is left.
I know. I wonder who gets Lucille. Probably a museum.
Have you seen that commercial that they had?
About the diabetic test strips?
I don't know anything about diabetes. We're talking about
Wilford Brimley.
Wilford Brimley instead of Stevie Ray Vaughan now. We can segue into anything.
No.
Hello, this is the IndieMO Segue Show, and we can segue into anything.
Speaking of segues, I want to ride a Segway around. I just segued into a Segway. Mm-hmm. That's a bit way. Yeah, we got.
There you go.
We've got a gross habit here on the IndieMO Show where we spit and we dip. Dip and spit. Crack, dip, spit. That's what they say. Or pack a dip, spit. You pack the can, you dip a dip, and then you spit.
Last show was the first time I dipped,
Mm-hmm. Actually, I need to tell everybody, last show, we were having some Fireball and some different stuff, and it got pretty vulgar and pretty...
We'd like to apologize for our last show, and then we won't do it anymore.
So what we're going to do is I think we're going to...
IndieMore. Get it?
Yeah, no more. What we're going to do is I'm going to take some of the... What is that?
I'm crunching on ice.
Crunching on ice? This is the E-Man Crunching on Ice segment.
I like ice.
I like ice.
I like Sonic Ice is the best.
Sonic Ice is the best.
Thank you for Sonic.
Thank you, Sonic the Hedgehog, for making ice.
And we want you to... Does Sonic make all those slushies?
Oh, yeah, they make a lot of... You know what they should do is sponsor us. Sonic should sponsor us.
Sonic should give us just a bag of ice every week so that we have a bag of ice.
And then we'll pour some delicious vodka. Not vodka. Vodka's gross.
I like rum.
I like rum.
Gin. We like gin.
Or whiskey.
We have a gin.
We do. We both like gin.
We haven't done a gin show. Next week we'll
let's do a gin
show.
We'll get some Tanqueray or some Bombay or something, and we'll do that.
There was one what's the guy that... Magellan. Magellan is my favorite gin.
I haven't had Magellan. Or Beefeater. I haven't tried Beefeater. I tried
like
New
Beefeater.
Amsterdam. New Amsterdam tastes like vodka, though. It doesn't have
I know,
a lot
I
of
don't like New Amsterdam. But Magellan...
It's cheap as hell, though.
I'll find you some Magellan. It's really good gin. With a little lime.
Magellan like a felon.
Double lime.
Yeah.
And I usually do half tonic and half like Sprite or...
Yeah, so it's kind of sweet, so you don't have to put like a simple syrup or something in it. That sounds pretty good. I think every week we probably need to have like a drink of the week or something. Mm-hmm. This week it was Jim brought us...
Jim brought us that fire stuff, 911.
Yeah, the 911. Let's take a drink of this 911. This is straight from hell, I think. Incinerator. 91.1 proof. Let's just get our shot glasses.
I've never seen this before, and
shot glasses from last week. We're disgusting over here at the IndieMO Show, but alcohol kills germs, so it's fine.
It does, especially when you're dipping.
That's what hand sanitizer's made of, so it's gotta be good.
It's gotta be good for you.
Dishes. Where did Jim pick this up?
Harder House. I think he had it at Harder House, And I was like going, really? You got this at Harder House? And he was like going, yeah. How does he say that? Yes, I got it at Harder House or something.
Yeah, Harder House is a pretty good store. I don't buy a lot of stuff at Harder House, but their meat department is... I don't think there's a better meat department in town, really.
No. I mean, I know a guy over there that's one of the butchers, and they. I
know one of the guys who works back in the deli where I buy my prosciutto or prosciutto.
It's hard to get prosciutto. I think you have to say it Italian.
Yeah, prosciutto. It's hard to get good prosciutto for cheap because it's always like $28 a pound or something, but you can get it up there for I think like 16 bucks a pound.
It's not bad.
I usually do that. Wrap everything that I marshmallows, anything I can find. Wrap that in prosciutto. I call prosciutto. I love prosciutto. It's like a bacon slutty sister because you don't have to cook it. You can eat it raw.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
I took the prosciutto idea and went far one day. I'll tell you this before we take this shot. I took it too far and I thought, hey, bacon's cured, right? Modern bacon is not cured, and I found this out over a period of 3 days of massive discomfort intestinally. And it was bad. I couldn't go to work. I thought that I did get food poisoning. It was my own fault, though. I ate a half a pound of bacon raw. But no, it was the problem was it was really good.
It was really good.
It was delicious, actually, and it does taste like prosciutto or something. It's got that smoky ham taste with a little bit of fat. And, so good, but never eat raw bacon unless you get it from like a smokehouse. Just eat prosciutto. All right, let's take this shot. Hold on a
1,
second.
2, 3.
My dips and my...
Cinnamon and dip. Did they make a cinnamon dip?
I don't think so. Holy Jesus.
I don't know why they would. But we just made it.
Got the shivers.
We made cinnamon dip.
Yep, that was bad. Yep, that was bad. Bad idea.
Are we still recording? Mm-hmm. Okay.
We're still on the air. On the air, pre-recorded from the internet.
We're not professionals. We don't plan to be, but we know that one of these days we're going to do one of those shows where everyone listens to us.
Yeah. We have dozens of listeners right now. And shout out to all of our dozens of listeners. I know Chris Hansen from Comregen listens to us.
And I think we're going to call Carla and...
we're going to do a Carla call?
All
right, here, let's do the... Okay, yeah, we're going to do a call with Carla here on the IndieMO show. Let's just get her ringing here.
I could try to call her, but she's probably at the pizza place working,
Let's call the pizza place.
Yeah, let's just call... Let's say, hey, babe.
Hey, babe. You've got to talk into your phone, though.
Oh, that way she can totally hear me. Huh?
Yeah. Ooh, I burped. That's a big no-no on the radio, by the way.
This is Little Caesars on Kearney. We are now closed. How may I help you?
It's Eddie. Is Carla around? Could she talk to me for a minute?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but your name is E-Man? What is that background noise? Is that Christmas music? Like a rainbow in the dark. You know that song?
Yes.
That's a good one.
She loves Ronnie James Dio.
I do too.
And Coverdale.
Hello?
Hey, babe. How you doing? It's me and Donnie, and we're doing the show, okay?
Oh, okay.
Do you have like a few minutes where we can just kind of ramble?
Or you can come over if you want. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I've got a moment. I'm still working, but that's fine.
Okay, so it's been like a couple of weeks, and we did the shrine. And how was your, what happened on stage at the shrine? As Curmudgeon was up there, and this is the first time that I've really seen a female metal band at the shrine, and you were phenomenal. How did that feel?
Well, thank you. I thought it went really well. This was our first show with our new bass player, Keon.
Mm-hmm.
He has amazing stage presence. He did backup vocals on a couple of songs with me, which was really nice. And it always helps have a nice, fuller sound when there's more than one vocal in there. And in a building that is designed to have good sound, it was really amazing. Not to downgrade any of the places I've sang before, but it didn't compare to the other places. It was a million times better. I really enjoyed having all the tattoo booths there because that brought in a whole bunch of people that don't necessarily listen to the kind of music we play. But it opened their eyes to new bands, and having two stages going all the time was a lot of fun too, because there wasn't any dead time, and you could always either wander around, grab a snack, look at people getting tattooed, or there was a band playing at one of the two stages. So.
That was the awesome thing, was to be able to actually see people getting tattoos. And we know, as you being a manager of a food place, that there is always, inspectors that have to come in and check things. And to think that, what were they checking? This isn't food, this is a tattoo. And to see hundreds of people getting tattoos live right there while you were playing, it was just a really awesome thing.
Yeah, Joe had to go to some extreme lengths and make sure everyone followed all the rules and regulations to where they were up to standards of the health codes. They had to get permits to be able to tattoo there, and they had to be, pre-approved like a month in advance to do the show. So there was no cutting corners or sketchiness going on there.
No, everybody I talked to there said that they did so many tattoos that they couldn't even count. And there were people, some of them were just, doling out a whole bunch of smaller tattoos. Other ones were doing, there's one booth there that I know of that did a chest piece for a guy, and it was like a photorealistic deer head. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
It was like the blue background with the deer head, and I think he might have won the thing. And if you go on the IndieMO Facebook page, you can see the videos that I did. I was just kind of wandering around like a jackwagon, looking at a whole bunch of different stuff all day. I had my face painted up like a skull, and that's actually one of the tattoos that I showed on there was the one with the deer head. But it was, the whole thing was just an amazing thing, and I actually got to see Curmudgeon finally play. And I talked to Chris online quite a bit, and I haven't really got to see you guys until then. So I'm really looking forward to the next show. When's the next thing that you guys have lined up? Do you have any shows lined up in the works?
We do. We have a show coming up next month. It's June 9th, and it's going to be at Lindbergh's.
Oh, great. Hey, wait, June 9th. What day of the week is that?
I believe it's a Tuesday.
Okay. I hope
On a Tuesday.
I hope it's a Thursday, because that's usually whenever I work. Let me check that.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah. And that's with the candy, what are they called?
There's going to be some sort of
Oh, it is a Tuesday. Sorry, yeah.
carnival.
Cherry carnival of something. Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a carnival. I've been told there's going to be fire breathing,
Nice.
midgets,
Yeah.
juggling, and maybe even some sword swallowing. Who knows?
Oh.
And we went to Oklahoma just the other night and saw ELO, and how was that?
Last night.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It sounded so cool in there. Again, I'm a big fan of a nice layout and natural acoustics in a building, and they had the vaulted ceilings, and yeah, it was amazing to see those old guys just getting it and not missing a beat. They sounded killer.
Yeah. Hey, Carla, I heard that you made out like a bandit.
I broke even.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, hey, you
Yeah,
know what? When you're at a casino, even breaking even's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I was like, this is kind of scary. I could easily spend a lot of money doing this, and I don't want to lose a lot of money. So I spent $10 altogether.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She made it like a bandit.
She made out with $85,000. She's like, people I'm related to might be listening to this. I broke even. I didn't make any money at all. Nobody.
Yeah, no one knows anything about this.
That's wonderful. I'm taking a look here at the show that you were just talking about. Oh, okay. Tonight was at 6:30. It was the Professor Powers Summer Camp Scholarship Fundraiser, and then at 10 was the Hot Body Review. And I'm looking for the information. I should probably go to their official website for the show that you guys are going to play. It's on a Tuesday. I don't usually go out on Tuesdays, but I think I might make it out to that one because, it's Curmudgeon. if you miss out on curmudgeon.
And it'll be our first time at Lindbergh's too. So
Right.
No way.
A great venue.
It is a great venue. It's the oldest venue. It's an amazing venue. It's over on Commercial Street. I don't know how anybody feels about
Campbell.
Commercial and
you
Campbell.
Can't miss it. It's one of the first venues. The upstairs used to be a 16-room
brothel.
Yeah, I was going to say whorehouse, but
Hey, I was just up there earlier. Chris Bivens with Church Music was recording a CD for the Captain's Son, and it's sounding really amazing. He's doing it on reel to reel.
and they're recording it there with the tin roof.
Yeah, upstairs at Lindbergh's.
Upstairs.
Upstairs, yeah, where the whores used to get blowjobs and stuff. But it sounds amazing.
Whores get blowjobs.
Give blowjobs. I'm sorry, that was a misspoke.
Misnomer there. Misspoke there. You misspoke, sir. You're just like the president.
I'm just like the.
You're just like the president.
Hey, there's no need for name calling, okay?
Yeah, don't call me that. All right, I'm looking this up on Lindbergh's bar. Hey, Carla, what are you doing later? You want to come over?
I may be able to stop by.
All
Depends on
right.
how long this takes me?
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I think that's our cue to probably let her go.
Yeah, so she can get the work done.
Yeah, get to work and then come over, say hi. It would be nice to hang out with you. I think last time I just, if anybody knows Carla, she's got one of those faces that you probably know her. And I was sitting there for probably about 5 minutes going, I know you from somewhere. And I just kind of kept repeating it. I probably seemed like Rain Man or something.
She's worked in like food things forever. And then, of course, here's the thing. She's served you a pizza, but then she's also melted your face off with her vocals.
That's it. She's this like 6 foot tall, beautiful, blonde, death metal singer who's the sweetest person I've probably ever met. So you're amazing, and I love your music. So I've watched pretty much.
Thank you, sir.
I've probably watched every video from Curmudgeon that I've been able to find online.
And the old stuff is Spork. Spork is the old stuff.
Satanic priestess ordering ritualistic killing.
You got it.
Yeah. And
all right, guys.
All right. Well, hey,
have
Carla.
a good evening, and I'll be talking to you.
Great. Hopefully, I'll see you soon. And it was good talking to you. And thanks for being on the show here with us.
You betcha.
Love you, babe.
Love you. Bye.
And Carla's got another show coming up, and she's got a band coming up from Arizona, an all-metal band, girl band that's going to play at Lindbergh's. I think that show's coming up, but we'll talk more about that next week on the next show. We'll get some of their music. We're just having some phone and some technical difficulties. Yeah. We don't have the internets.
No, we don't.
Webs.
We're
poor people.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but you mentioned it. But yeah, we're
poor people.
All right, we're calling Joe Bridges of JBE Entertainment right now. I think he's got Element A440 coming to town.
That's cool.
Yeah, maybe we can talk about that.
Yeah. It's a big show. Where's it going to be at?
I don't know. Let's ask him.
Well, we'll find out. Let him give all us the information. Here it is, Sunday night.
Oh, man, come on, Joe.
Answer the phone. Don't you know who we are? This is IndieMO Records.
Yeah, this is the IndieMO radio show. I'm going to try to call him again. I'll do that thing that you're not really supposed to do and call somebody twice.
Yeah, I like doing that double call. Yeah. What the hell? Come on.
He's going to answer the phone. I was sleeping.
Pick it up.
Hello?
Hey, Joe Bridges. This is Donnie and the E-Man. You're on the radio show. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm in Taco Bell drive-thru. 1 second, man.
All right. Hey, hey, we get to hear what Joe Bridges eats for dinner.
Hey, those bowls are really good,
dude,
man.
This is actually lunchtime to us.
Oh yeah. What time did you get up today?
Yeah.
What time did I get up today?
the first time you got up today.
It was probably about 1 in the afternoon.
Nice.
And I was whacking off at like 10:30, and I finally got up.
I need old man naps throughout the day, and that's usually when I just stare off in space for about 20, 30 minutes.
I usually get up, on the weekends, like noon, and then I come over here and barbecue with Donnie, and we try to talk about
what are you crazy guys doing?
We're just talking about random shit around town, and we thought we'd give you a call. We just talked to Carla about the Carnival of Ink, and I thought, hey, this is the perfect time to call Joe Bridges and see what's in the future for the Carnival of Ink and talk about some shows you might have coming up.
Exactly. You've got some great. You did a fantastic show, man.
We've already had a meeting with the Shrine, and we have confirmed that it's going to be the first weekend of April next year.
So we're talking about a 2-day event?
2-day with a Friday night VIP party.
So this is technically a 3-day event, but it's 2-day to the public.
Right.
Awesome. Yeah, I really liked the last one. I had a whole lot of fun running the downstairs.
You did a great job.
Well, I can guarantee you, man, you're going to be doing it again because there's no way I can handle 2 stages again.
Hey.
That would be impossible.
The Shrine is one of the best venues ever, and the fact that you are allowing bands that never get to play a venue that is so classic as that, and it's just amazing that you continue to put this on. And we were wondering about like doing an IndieMO record kind of like best of Springfield band thing, like maybe around an October-ish thing, and we thought maybe we could work with you on that.
Right. Well, anything that Donnie or you do, man, we're all about, man. We'll help out. There's been many times that I've messaged Donnie and been like, hey, can you help me out do this? He's hosted my Grunge Fest, which, by the way, again, we are doing it in, I think, around September. Can't give any other details out yet, but we haven't confirmed a date exactly, but we are definitely doing it in September.
Whatever it is, I'm on board. That was
September
a lot of fun.
Oh, I know.
Great.
I know. That's the great thing. It's good to be able to count on somebody without even really, truly, asking them. You could do this and be like, oh yeah, sure. I could do this event with 3 stages, and hell, we'll bring Donnie in, and Donnie will do one of the stages for us. We never hesitate. We always know that you're there for us, and we appreciate that. I mean,
I'm always there to be on stage with you. It's not like I haven't been on the stage at the Shrine and introduced a billion bands, throughout my career. So, I'm totally down with it. And we want to, kind of icon and showcase local bands and local talent.
I've got a brilliant idea, and it would take. I've already got a spot that I know that would work, but I got an idea that I think would work really well. Donnie has a different style of liking on some bands more than others. He likes all these bands, but there's certain bands that he likes that is within a certain genre. They're great at what they do. Like Steven Sparks' new band,
Mood Ring Circus.
Mood Ring Circus.
Yeah.
For me personally, they're a great band. Is it something that I would listen to daily? No, not really. But they are. I mean, as far as a band, they are tight. They're good. They've got a great sound. And then you got E-Man, who's like the metal guy in
the metal
Springfield.
guy. I got curmudgeon.
My forte of music is industrial. I love heavy industrial music.
Yeah.
So I think a mix of all 3 of that sometime would be a really cool thing.
I think that we should totally bring in some Red Dirt people this time.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do everything.
Definitely.
Because, bluegrass and the country, I mean, we're in Springfield, for Christ's sakes. I mean, and I do not have I'm not opposed to that. I mean, I love Cash,
Yeah, Johnny Cash,
well,
right?
See, that's the thing. Some of the new country that's out, and I can't dog them because they're making more money than I am, but
exactly.
I don't consider it really country. Country to me is Merle Haggard.
Yeah, new country is
Marty
not country.
Robbins, some Freddie Fender. I mean, my God, I don't think anybody's ever heard of
Freddie Fender
anymore. But
you're talking my name.
You
I'm washing the dishes and doing some Tom.
Right.
Me and my brother sitting here washing dishes. It's what you put together was so amazing, and I think that it is. Tattoos are one of those things that there's Christians and Catholics and people like that all get tattoos now. And,
right.
And it's like nobody, not everybody listens to metal and rock, and to be able to put a thing together to where there is something. Okay, can I ask you one question? Okay.
Yeah.
How did you get inspectors to come in there and say it was okay to do that?
Well, I've done a tattoo show before about a year and a half ago. It was more of a benefit show, and that was my crash landing in tattoo and vendor shows. I've done vendor shows before, but never involving tattoos, which is probably one of the most stressful things of the whole show, because you got to make sure that state inspectors come in. Each station has to have their own trash can with red biohazard bags, hand washing, or hand sanitizer at every single location.
All right.
They have to display the most recent spore test of an autoclave, which is what they use to clean the materials. If not, then disposable. I mean, they have to be. It's basically setting up a temporary tattoo studio in each one of those booths.
It was. I just have to say, this was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen happen here in town, and I've been in places like that, Oklahoma City. They've done them there.
We're all fans of tattoos, and most of the people that's within the tattoo scene around here, I would say probably 60% of them are probably in bands or affiliated some way, shape, or form to a band, and and another good percentage of those are straight up music scene people. They're at the shows all the time.
And they come to every show.
It kind of made sense to just throw them both together and see what happens. And the first year we did it, we didn't really have a great attendance. Still kind of new to the whole putting it together thing, but this one we had our ducks in a row, and we just hit it full force and went at it. And it took off better than I thought it would, and it shows me that the Springfield scene needs something like that.
Well, it's been a needed thing for a long time. We've talked about doing it downtown, but to do it at the Shrine, it's
such an iconic location.
It is. That's what
that
it is.
stage has had so many talented.
Elvis has played there.
Elvis has been there. Megadeth, Metallica. Basically, anybody who's came to town.
There's a picture floating around on Facebook now of Elvis Presley playing on the Shrine Mosh stage.
Mm-hmm.
That backdrop that he is standing in front of, it's still in the air at the Shrine Mosh.
That backdrop that fell down on me one time when we did a show over there, and we were doing a Christmas show, and the whole thing dropped, and the Shriners are like going. Were you there then when we did that with Hippie Tim's show? Because we do the Hippie Tim.
I didn't go to that one.
Yeah, Toys for Tots.
I think that was whenever I was out of Springfield.
We Hippie Tim and me do Toys for Tots kind of thing with the Marines.
Right.
And
I was there at the Hippie Tim this year, or this last year. I was there. Was that when it happened? Or?
Yeah. It was like we were setting it all up.
I was there for that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and Champ got up there and did Santa Claus, and it was hilarious, and like, oh my gosh, something is falling out of the sky.
I remember seeing the Grinch doing a striptease around one of the street signs, and somebody passing by in a car reached out the window and gave him $1.
Yes.
And took it back in and just gave it to the
here you go. Here's
$1.
Which
here was cool as fuck. I thought it was great as hell, man.
Here's
the Grinch. The Grinch usually shows up as much as the devil shows up on our show.
Right.
Hey, Joe. Right. Joe, tell us about the Element A440 show. You're involved in that, right?
Yeah. Element A440, Halo, the singer for Element A440, when he came to Springfield, it was through Project Independent, which is it's kind of a broadband show. They show it across the web, and it's live and everything. Well, they played here like October 19th, a couple of years ago. And I got to meet Halo, hung out with him, and the dude was really cool. And since then, him and I have kind of talked back and forth and stuff, and I've always talked about bringing him back here. And that is one of the thickest industrial kind of type bands that I've seen in years.
We're talking ministry. We're talking like the
well, it's a little
music
different. It's a little different than ministry per se. It's more of a metal industrial where the dude's got. It's kind of hard to. It's kind of a harder Powerman 5000 to
motor grader,
shock rock, stage. I mean, yeah, he's got a song called Porn Star, they're just visual. They're a really cool band.
Yeah, they're really theatrical from what I can tell online.
Right.
It's not gore, but it's there's no costumes necessarily, but
no, I think they truly try to offend people in a weird way. They try to make you think about stuff, like some of the lyrics that they have and some of the names of their songs. You just kind of go, whoa, wait a minute, that's kind of a little much. How you pull that off, and then whenever they describe what the song's about, you kind of like, oh, okay, well that makes sense. I wouldn't necessarily name it that myself, but hey, it works.
In this time that we are now, it's really difficult to not perceive what's going on in the world, and when you've got a band that's going to give you notions of what's happening out there, it's fantastic.
Right.
When is this show? When is it happening? Where's it going to be?
Where is it at?
Well, it's June 13th, and at the Outland, not the Outland Bar, but the Outland downstairs. Okay. We wanted to make this show a really kind of up close and personal kind of show, to where they're like in your face. I mean, you're going to be able to slap hands with them as they're singing. More likely, they'll stick a microphone in your face to make you sing with them or something.
That is a great stage there, and Kevin and Jimmy have done a great thing with that triplex or whatever you want to call it.
It's what I like about it is it's very up close and personal. The stage is not really tall. You're right there with it. You can feel. I mean, if they're throwing sweat around, you're going to end up feeling it. I kind of like it. A little personal, but other than that, it's. I think they're going to bring something back to Springfield. It's kind of. I mean, it's the name of their tour is Sniffing Crotches Tour. that right there alone should say something.
What local bands are you working with? What
on this one, we were going to have it be a full industrial show, but I kind of want. I mean, I don't think Springfield's not quite ready for industrial shows like that. Yeah. I think giving them a little taste, like Sister Kill Cycle, we gave them a little taste of that.
Oh yeah,
that was
a taste
amazing.
Of LMA 440. We'll give them a taste of that, and I think then we'll bring some kind of a huge industrial thing in because I think people have forgotten what industrial is like.
They have, and you embrace that. You embrace that more than anyone else that I know, and that's.
Do what now?
You embrace the industrial music more than anyone I know. I mean, like.
Oh yeah, dude! I love it. I mean,
Population Zero.
I actually used to,
Well,
okay. Look at One Violent Green. I'm sure you guys heard of them years ago. One Violent Green, Gary Young.
I used to play it on the radio all the time. One Violent Green.
I Spy. Come on, that was some of the earliest industrial around here for a while. And my understanding is they're working together on some new stuff, which would be great because then that kind of brings the industrial scene of the old back up with all the new. And I know the metal scene's pretty big here. I know there's a lot of the other scenes that are pretty big here, but if you bring the industrial, I mean, if you go to Dallas, that's all it is, industrial clubs. Most everywhere downtown.
Like if go down to Dallas or like San Antonio, it's industrial is really big down there.
The
White Rabbit is one.
We're not far away from Texas, so why not bring them up here and let them.
Every time I've gone to San Antonio, I always go to the White Rabbit, and it is definitely an industrial club. It's like, it's great. And
I hate to do this to you guys, but my phone is beeping at me, and it's going to die.
All right, we'll take that as our cue to say goodbye.
That's like a daily event with me. Dies 5 or 6 times a day.
You're a busy man.
You need to get one of those lipstick things that plugs in, man. I got one of those lipstick things that plugs into your phone. It's always charging it. But Joe, it's always great talking to you, man.
Right on, right on. Well, hey, brothers, I'm going to go ahead and go in here and get my grub on.
All right, sounds good.
What's that?
Oh, what did you get from Taco Bell?
I got, oh my God, what I get? I got like a box of something. I don't know, some place, quesadilla or something. I don't know.
All right.
Something that looked good.
All right, Joe. Well, thanks for talking to us, man. I'll see you around. And
we'll see you at the show, man. We're definitely coming out to the show. When's the date?
When's the date of the show again?
I tell you what, anytime you guys want to talk to me, while you're doing the show, or if you got any input, if you got any questions, or even need my help on something.
We just need you to come over. Maybe next week you can just come over in with us, and you can sit in, and we can all just talk about everything.
All right, Donnie.
I
tell you what. Whenever you're done now, you message me the time, place, address, everything, and I'll have no excuse. I have everything I need to get there.
Awesome. Yeah, this time we had a barbecue. It was really good. So next week you'll be there. And thanks for giving us a call, man. Or thanks for talking to us. You go eat your food, problem. And I'll talk to you later, Joe.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. That was Joe Bridges with JBE Entertainment. He's got a lot of stuff going on here in town, and I'm really thankful that he's taken it upon himself to do all of this, because he's putting on.
Anytime someone puts on a full show with all those stages at the Shrine,
he got Public Assassin to play that thing.
Public Assassin is.
They've been around forever.
The metal band, they're grandpas of metal.
Yeah,
they started things way back in the day. There's a lot of children out there that were not even born, that go and see Public Assassin, and it's a great show. They've got a show coming up. I know they're going to play. They've got stuff in the works. I mean, Steve, the guitar player, Steve Allington.
Yeah,
he lives right around the corner from us now, and of course Curmudgeon is always working with them. We've always been friends with them, and it's going to be one of the most awesome shows whenever you've got a metal show going on here in town. And industrial music, I love it. It's when I did the metal show back in the day, it was nothing but like Ministry and Slipknot.
One of my favorite industrial bands. I can't even say band. One of my favorite industrial musicians here in town is Clancy Leakey. You know Clancy? He's in Spit Red with Carson Underwood now.
Yeah, with Carson, yeah.
Yeah, and he used to be in Video Vamp. Video Vamp band. That's a huge band, exactly.
I know those guys.
And I don't know, man. That guy is always doing something. And I actually got a chance to catch his set, or part of his set, in between hosting the downstairs. I got a chance to sneak away for a few minutes, and I got upstairs and listened to them, and they're doing great things.
There was a couple of I forget the guys that were in the band that he was in, but we went and saw Metallica, the
Metallica,
Metalopolis or whatever.
Metalocalypse.
Yeah, we went and saw Metalopolis in Oklahoma, and it was just awesome because it's a cartoon band.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Cannibal Corpse-ish,
Yeah.
And we went and saw them, and I think Mastodon opened for them, and I did an interview with them. And
Mastodon opened for them? That's pretty epic, right there.
It was, yeah. And I'm sitting in the bus with Mastodon, and we're watching football. I can't be. It's crazy, We're watching a football game.
Wait, like American football?
Yeah, American football.
Cool.
I'm like, really? You guys are watching football? What the hell? You guys got to go to a show, and what the hell? Get out there on the stage,
Yeah.
And
we don't have
You're opening up for a cartoon band.
Yeah, come on. The gorillas are in there waiting for you.
Well, maybe there could be a cartoon show of us,
That would be cool. I actually, one of my good friends, Jared George, he's been a cartoonist for a long time. I'm actually a character in one of his cartoons called The Adventures of Z. It's about this zombie who goes around this wasteland, and Donnie Cockrum is his best friend, sidekick kind of guy.
Are you a zombie?
I'm not a zombie. No, I'm just Donnie, and I've got
he cartooned you?
He cartooned me. There's images of me. He actually ends up every edition. He ends up having to change the way I look because I always have a different haircut. I didn't have a beard. Now I do have a beard, and
both you and me, that's part of our thing, is we look different from time to time.
Reinventing ourselves.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know.
Like my hair's finally getting long again. And
yeah. Did you cut your hair off a while back?
Oh, like 2 years ago when I tried to do talk radio and run a board for a local talk radio place, I had to cut my hair because they said, your hair can't be past your collar, and you can only have a mustache. You have to shave your face and no mustache. So, it's taken me a while to.
So you had to, even though nobody would ever see you, you had to look like Mark Levin or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
Mr. Producer. I was Mr. Producer. And it was fun because it was weird because people like, who's that guy here that used to be hey, come on, give me 10, give me 5, give me 5. Come on.
Billy Long. Are you thinking about Billy Long? Yeah.
Billy Long. I have known Billy Long for a long, long time. For a Billy Long time. I used to paint signs for Billy Long when he was an auctioneer.
Yeah.
And so here I am running a board, and he's some kind of state whatever person.
He's like a senator now or something.
No, he's not a senator. He's a commissioner.
I don't know what he is. Isn't he aligned with Obama now, though? Or something? Claire McCaskill kind of thing?
He's friends with Claire. And now it's time for Cat Talk. And we do not say Claire McCaskill during the Cat Talk.
Oh, no.
Because she's evil. Meow, no. Meow, no.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's about it for this week on the IndieMO radio show. Check out all those shows, all those music shows at Lindbergh's and everything.
I think we've tried to fill you in, and if we don't fill you in, we'll fill you out.
Or fill you up. Thank you very much for taking a listen to us, and share us with your friends. Subscribe to the IndieMO Records channel on YouTube, and go to Facebook at the IndieMO. It's Indie Space Mo for some reason. On the Facebook.
And very soon we will have merch.
Yeah, we will have T-shirts.
We'll have T-shirts and panties.
Yeah, we'll have some panties. We might even make it like a bikini or something. I don't know.
It's summertime. Come on. And Speedos, too, because me and Donnie are we're donning the Speedos.
Yeah, we'll don some Speedos. I'll wear a
donning
Speedo.
the Speedos.
All right. Thank you, guys. And this is Donnie signing off.
I'm the E-Man, as always.
Thank you very much for listening to the IndieMO radio show.